So hi everyone, and it was a really nice segue actually to talking about vibe coding, and I heard vibe coding is slop, and we want to talk a little bit about we deal with vibe coding. In fact, we operationalized it at Bayer, and we're actually not just turning out AI slop, we actually turn it into production-ready code, and we want to talk about this, how we actually went about this. I'm here with Jesus. Jesus, he's just being set up, and also here with Alen Mestrov. My name is Robert, and together we are running the so-called vibe coding hackathons, and we talk a little bit more about this at Bayer. All right, so first off, I just want to get everyone up to speed. What is vibe coding? Maybe unless you lived under the rock the last couple of months, is essentially using plain English to turn your idea into a workable prototype, MVP, you name it. You can now actually compress the time to write code, what took usually 6-7 months to build an MVP, now into mere minutes. So we rapidly iterate, we rapidly create new innovations through this methodology at Bayer. And you don't even need coders any longer. As long as you speak plain English or German, you're a vibe coder. Now, the problem with vibe coding, well, it's beneficial for speed. So we definitely can now speed up the development of innovations and prototypes. In fact, we see now the explosion of software that we just heard before. We now see some 200 prototypes a week, especially when we now do the hackathons. We see so much innovation coming now our way. The problem is the compliance and security aspect, and we realized this as soon as we started last year, that that is the thing that we need to work very closely with cybersecurity. In fact, we did, and that's also what Alen talks more about it in just a bit. Just to give you an overview of how we operationalize vibe coding as part of a hackathon. So we've now, I think now we've done over 32 or 33 hackathons even. We engaged more than 2,000 people at Bayer. We built more than 500 prototypes so far, many of which also made into production, more than 60 countries and across 4 continents. Here's a bit of a chronology. So we start really with verticals or horizontals in our business. Initially started last year, straight after Andre Kapasi coined the term vibe coding. We said, let's marry it with hackathon. So we started back then last year, and we're doing now this hackathon on a weekly basis. This graph doesn't do it justice, but we do this either country-wise, Germany, US, China, France, or vertical-wise in our business, medical affairs, pharmacovigilance, global commercialization, IT, you name it. How do we run the hackathon? We actually set up a hackathon as a service model. We would engage the organization asking for what are your ideas, what's bugging you, what can small prototypes do to help you that IT couldn't do, or it's too little effort, or wouldn't be part of a prioritization, IT prioritization framework. Then we get teams together, they pair up, they pitch, they are being exposed to a masterclass. We tell them the concept of vibe coding and how to be secure and compliant using our infrastructure. They're built for one day. It really takes just 2-3 hours, and they already have built their prototypes. We incubate the prototypes for a month to see whether it actually sticks. Like throwing spaghetti at the wall, is that prototype something that the business wants, and is it something that IT actually can put into production? And then last week, we done our big finale. It's what we call the Lion's Cave, because we're doing these hackathons every week. Every winner of a hackathon comes together again in Berlin to a big event where everyone has a chance again to pitch. We have the concept of Vibe Lions and Vibe Champions. Vibe Lions are the business folks with an idea, and the Vibe Champions are the ones that turn business ideas or ideas into code. And then we usually have mentors like us that support them doing these hackathons.
Okay.
Alen.
Thank you. So hi, my name is Alen, and I'm the developer responsible for the infrastructure that we did for our hackathons. And I'm going to talk about a little how we did it, and how we're compliant, and how we are enabling people to actually bring their use cases to life through with security and infrastructure as a service. So the first idea was that we need to have a safe place where users can actually vibe code their projects, their applications, their ideas, and bring them to life. So what we did was we are leaning on already available applications and sandboxed environments available in Bayer, so that the users can actually use the libraries, use the projects, use the AI safely, of course with embedded instructions for the compliance, security, and performance. after the projects are done, we needed to have some kind of place for them to live and so that the people can actually showcase their projects to the team, to the bosses, and say, haha, look, I did this, it's so cool, let's push it to production, let's see what we can do with it. So what we did was we automated this through using GitHub security measures and using GitHub pipelines, let's say it like workflows, in which we actually managed to abstract the technical complexity of the business user faces during this deployment phase and process. So after that, we said, okay, we are not going to put it live on internet because, as the previous presenter said, there is a lot of insecure applications and breaches and everything. So what we wanted to do, we wanted to leave it internally. So we created an infrastructure that is actually a way for us to host the applications and only accessible by our employees with a secure, of course, access, which is the single sign-on via Enter ID. So you need to be on VPN and you need to have by email to actually access the applications. And after that, we said, okay, now we need to secure it more. So what we did was we actually embedded rules for security and performance in 3 sides. So first is the application side, second is the deployment pipeline process, and then the third one is on the infrastructure itself. And with this, we managed to be compliant with all of the security measures that are needed for these applications to run securely. And like I said here, the Rails are pre-built. So it is we prepared it for wide adoption so that not just 150, but it can be done by an infinite amount of people per day. And the idea was that the people actually get from 0 to hero, let's say it like that, from 0 to deployed application on internal systems, secure deployed application on internal systems in 1 day. And this is how we actually started with hackathons and continue like that. So what happens when the application is live, the bosses like it, and they want to continue? So first of all, it starts with, on the hackathon day, we are doing this POC, and we are building from 0 to POC or MVP phase. After that, we are dedicating our resources to improving the scalability, performance, and features of the application so that the users at the Alliance are actually happy and satisfied with the scope of the application. This usually lasts for 4 weeks to 8 weeks, depending on the scope of the application. And during this time, we are also leaning on the current integrated and embedding processes for the audit and deploy. So every time there is a change in the code base, it goes again through the whole guardrails and processes for the security. After that, if the application is small and it is helping 2 people to save 10 hours per week, then it is a citizen developer, so we are leaving the business owner to be responsible for it, of course, with the active maintenance and secure analysis from time to time. If it's a larger scope, then we are leaning on the resources of developers that we have in Bayer so that we can do the pen testing, audit trails, everything so that we're regulatory compliant with the processes that the application needs to have. And of course, if the application is not adoptable, let's say it like that, adopted like it should be, then we have this kill switch that actually says, okay, we tried it out, this is not for us, there is a lot of security issues or a lot of things that we need to think about more, so either we kill it or we just archive it for the future adoption. After that, so real code, real impact, meaning that with this way, we abstracted the technical complexity that business user usually faces when they want to start working with the applications. Meaning that they don't need to know what is Python, they don't need to know what is Node, they don't need to know what is the library, what is AWS, how the infrastructure works. What we wanted to do was, we wanted to let them just talk to the AI and make secure applications. This is what we did, and these are some of the applications and use cases that actually went from 0 to production. And one of those is SysSim, which is actually developed by under a week, and it is going to be live in under 3 months. So from initial idea to the production version of the application that we usually took like a year, now we are under 3 months. And this is also with the security in mind and the data that is in it, so that it needs to be secure. We have a COCO, which is compliance agents, and this is saving us 20,000 hours per year. And this was one of the winners from our previous landscape. And it is also under 6 months developed and started with a hackathon. And at the end of the day, like we said, there is these small tasks, small applications, small issues that we want to solve, which is, for example, shipment bot, which actually saves a lot of money just because the process was streamlined. And at the end of the day, this is automatic work. So we have this AI agent that ends daily manual shipment tracking, meaning that buyer, as you know, Bayer is a huge company, and then with this, sorry, confused. And with this, we are actually automating all of it. And the idea was that we, at the end of the day, enable people, empower people to use and embrace more AI in their day-to-day work, to learn how to talk to it and to use it so that we can actually empower and streamline the processes of the issues that they have in their day-to-day work at the end of the day. Or, even better, invent something new that was not previously possible. And of course, since we're dealing with business people, what we aimed at was the abstraction of the technical complexity, and with this, I think that we managed to put it really, really nicely all together, especially with these 3 levels of security that are actually both-way streets, and we are doing this daily. So it's not just at one point, it's not just at the startup, it is doing every day. We are doing these security scans and compliance checks and performance check and everything. And so, what does it take to bring AI from POC to product? So, first of all, it needs to be secure from day one. Then it needs to be available to the business users that don't know what is the procedure, what is the technical complexity, so that they can actually lean on the conversation itself. We are using hackathons as an operational instrument, which, like Robert said, we have these masterclasses that we are preparing the users and onboarding them to the whole process. And this actually lasts for a couple of hours, and then they know how to talk. We give them the examples. We are not using the technical lingo, let's say it like that, but rather we are giving them real-life examples of how to talk to AI. And then after that, we have the resources, engineering resources that are actually helping the business users come to life. As you know, AI is still not perfect, so meaning that the people can get stranded. And then when they get stranded, we are here to help them during their processes. And with this, we are actually empowering them to continue themselves, to work on it. And that would be it from my side. Sorry.
Yeah.
So now, Jesus.
Yeah. Hello.
Thank you.
They are both not saying one thing to the end. At this moment, we have hard data. We are in the single digits money saving, single digits of millions in money saving, and we are in about 100,000 hours saved. And this is hard data. I studied physics 1,000 years ago in a country before our time. Wie sagt man das? In einem Land vor unserer Zeit. In der DDR damals, wunderbares Land übrigens. Und da habe ich Physik studiert. Ich liebe Daten. Und deswegen sammeln wir alle diese Daten und so. Und das ist das Beste. Und das hat uns natürlich dann sehr geholfen. Das ist der Chef, der große Chef von Bayer Pharma, Stefan Ulrich, großartiger Kumpel. Und der Typ ist selber ein Vibe-Coder. Er fing an zu sagen, was machen die Leute da, Jesus, und mit diesen ganzen Zertifikaten. Und er hat selber gelernt, Vibe zu coden. Und das ist, was ich euch da sagen will, wenn ihr sowas machen wollt in euren Firmen, ihr braucht Unterstützung von dem maximalen Level. Weil nur dann sind diese Leute, aha, wenn dieser große Chef ist dabei und wenn er macht selber, dann sollte ich vielleicht doch auch machen. Es gibt großartige Storien damit. Der Robert, der kam zu mir, Jesus, du bist immer mit Vibe-Coding und Hackathon, lass uns ein Hackathon. Wir haben es wirklich organisch gemacht. Wir haben Freunde angerufen, gesagt, alright Leute, lass uns so anfangen und mal gucken, wie weit wir kommen. 35 Leute kamen da, das ist die Site-Chefin von Bayer Berlin. Also es sind nicht nur irgendwelche Leute, das ist mein Chef, der ist der große Chef von der Pharma IT. So, again, you need to know who are your friends. These drei guys here, they are head of our Viva platform. Ich weiß nicht, ob ihr Viva benutzt. Head of our Customer Engagement Platform, the head of Commercial IT. Die were auch die waren auch da mit uns. Natürlich, meine Freunde von Cyber Security. Ohne diese Leute passiert nichts bei Bayer. Ich weiß nicht, wie es bei euch ist. Die drei waren da. 35 Leute, drei der. 10% von den Leuten, die da waren von Cyber Security. Super wichtig. Ich weiß nicht, wie es in eurer Firma ist. In meiner Firma bei Bayer, die haben die Macht, uns klein zu machen, kaputt zu machen, zuzumachen, die Show. Das war's. Das hätten die machen können. Deswegen haben wir die angerufen, pass auf, Papi, ich möchte das mit euch zusammen machen. Und das hat wunderbar funktioniert. Thorsten, Kai und Matthias, vielen Dank, Leute. Also, und bis heute arbeiten die mit uns zusammen. Das ist ein Foto von den Hackathon. Das war letztes Jahr. Wir fingen einfach so Berlin, dann Leverkusen, dann kam USA und auf einmal war ein großes Land dabei. Dann kam China, dann kamen noch große Abteilungen, Pharmacovigilance, was hast du noch gemacht? Es waren 12 Hackathons und danach, ich sage immer, also ich versuche immer, also Spaß mit Business zu kombinieren. Wenn ich nicht tanzen kann, this is not my revolution, ganz einfach, ja. Und deswegen haben wir eben diese Sachen. Gib dem Mitarbeiter das, was sie selber. Ein kleines Zertifikat. Hey, du warst hier, du hast mit uns mitgemacht. Das geben wir und das kostet mir wirklich Mühe. Das ist also halb gecodet, halb manuell. Ich kenne viele Leute, ich schicke ein paar Worte. Hey, Patrick, du hast so gut gemacht, Mann, und keine Ahnung. Das bekommt jeder Mitarbeiter, der da arbeitet. Mittlerweile haben wir über 2000 Zertifikate gegeben. Und die Lionsgate, das ist, ihr kennt Eurovision, ja? Das ist ein Eurovision-Show. Die Leute so mit Glamour und alles und jeder Gewinner von jedem Hackathon steht auf der Bühne und macht einen Pitch. Und dann gibt es ein Popularity Vote. Das ist Popularity, das was wir messen, nicht Impact oder so. Schau dir die Leute, mein wunderbarer Freund Alexander Bayers, Head of Product Supply IT, Christine May. Wir haben auch eben Business zusammen mit Spaß. Wenn du das nicht machst, es gibt bestimmt viele Wege, sowas zu machen, aber das ist der Weg, den wir ausgewählt haben. Warum? Damit den Leuten, hey, diese Vibe-Coding, die Leute haben sowieso so viel zu tun. Jeder Hackathon hat ein Bier. Das ist das Bier von Bayer China, das ist, ich weiß nicht mehr was. Es sind einfach irgendwelche Labels, die wir auf die Bier geklebt haben. Und man hat das funktioniert. Ja? Die Leute haben sich verprügelt, um die Bier zu klauen und nach Hause mitzunehmen. Ja? Berlin und keine Ahnung was. Da war dann am Ende die Vergabe der Preise und natürlich gab es Party danach. Ganz wichtig. Ohne dieses Networking-Konzept, alle Hackathons, ich weiß nicht, wie es bei euch ist, ich bin in, keine Ahnung, 50 Hackathons gewesen oder so. Alle Hackathons am Ende hat ein Networking, period. Und auch bei Bayer und auch mit Bier und auch so richtig, so wie es sein soll. Ohne das mache ich nichts, period. Es kommt immer irgendjemand, ja, und wir haben kein Geld für Bier und so, ja, dann mach's es nicht. Dann mache ich. Period. Und mein Gott, wie es funktioniert. Dann in diesem Jahr haben wir Lateinamerika Hackathon, Love You Venezuela, Love You Mexico, das sind Elia Lozano und Jessica Alexander. Spanien, La France, da haben die ein Hackathon vor ein paar Wochen. Türkei, super enthusiastische Leute, machen mit denen mit den Flaggen und so. Also super. Bayer Italia, die Ariana und Luca, die großen Chefs dort. Das ist der große Chef von Bayer. Bill Anderson ist sein Name und wir hatten so einen Hackathon, hatten wir irgendwas präsentiert. Das ist jetzt die Lions Cave, das war vor ein paar Tagen. Also, und das seht ihr hier wieder. Das ist der große Chef von der Bayer Pharma IT und der große Chef von Bayer Pharma. Ohne diese Art von Leuten wird wahrscheinlich ziemlich schwierig sein. Die sind dabei, die Leute wissen, ich stehe hinter Bytecode, ich stehe hinter den ganzen, ich stehe hinter diesen ganzen Millionen, weil das sagen die bis zur Satietät wiederholt. Wir haben so und so viele Millionen jetzt gespart mit diesem Vibe-Coding Hackathon. Wir haben so und so viele Stunden, 100.000 K plus Stunden gespart mit diesen Hackathons. Es ist schwarz auf weiß, steht ganz klar, wir sparen Money. We are saving money, deswegen dürfen wir Bier trinken. Das ist super wichtig. Dieser Spaß, weil wir Erfolg hatten. Und das wollen wir alle. Wir hatten, da war eine Show oder gleichen. Die Leute waren online, die Türken mit ihren Flaggen, die Franzosen mit den Brillen wie Macron. Da war in Deutschland, also das war Amerika natürlich, so die one and only Gewinnerin Kimberly, die Gewinnerin vom Medical Affairs Hackathon. Da war hier AskBio, diese Biotech Company, das gehört zu Bayer. Die war in Durham, North Carolina. Die Leute haben ein Lied komponiert, die haben diese Row, have you seen this? Diese Row da von den Norwegen haben wir im Auditorium gemacht, da war eine Show. Es ist, und again, kombiniere Business mit Spaß, super, super wichtig. Das ist das Team, also wir können das alle nicht machen ohne das Team. Reich Johann, das ist der da und Niklas und Kank und viele andere Leute. Du kannst versuchen, die zu hiren, kein Problem, ich werde nicht sauer. Die werden von euch lernen, ihr werdet von denen lernen, wunderbare Leute, wir haben so viele Fotos von denen. So, wir sind hier, zumindest heute, die ganze Zeit, wir sind super offen für Fragen, LinkedIn, connecte uns in LinkedIn. Wir möchten wissen, wie macht ihr sowas? Vielleicht haben wir auch was übersehen, bestimmt können wir von euch lernen. Und wenn wir alle zusammen diese Sachen aufbauen und voneinander lernen, ist der viel, viel besser. Vielen, vielen Dank für eure Aufmerksamkeit.